We always have an opinion, it's whether we can disclose it or not.
Exactly. But it's not Detweiler's or
Right,
Centerpoint Advisors.
Right, exactly.
We understand.
Good afternoon, Jeff, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Richard. It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio. You're one of my favorite guys. But Richard, you've got your finger on the pulse of the markets, and that's pretty hard to do. And you're going to take a 5,000-foot perspective for us today. Is that correct?
Well, we're going to do what you might call a retrospective, because about 10 days ago was a very dubious anniversary. I don't know if you remember what that anniversary might be.
Mm-hmm.
You do follow the financial markets along with your consulting practice.
That was when my wife was coming home every day shaking.
Okay, so you remember that
and
vividly.
It wasn't from me or the doggy.
Well, hopefully one of the reasons why she was shaking wasn't that there were own shares of Lehman Brothers, because September 15th of 2008 was the day Lehman Brothers failed, an over 100-year-old institution that claimed to have a bulletproof balance sheet, but had so much real estate and toxic paper with these derivatives and credit swaps that basically they didn't have any access to capital. And when you don't have access to capital, you're in a bank, you're pretty much out of business. If you recall, it was only about 9 months earlier that Bear Stearns came close to failing too. But it's interesting because fast forward 5 years, and it seems like it never happened, except for those firms that failed. I'm not minimizing this, people lost jobs. People, obviously, the housing bubble was a precursor to the financial crisis. It turns out the crisis in 2008 was the worst crisis since the Great Depression. Okay, so trillions of dollars were lost in both the mortgage market as well as the stock market. But 5 years comes and goes, and it's climbed a wall of worry. The market has ever since, with the economy not really coming back at full speed the way it was in 2006, 2007, but more or less that slow and steady type of progress that it's made. The effect on the economy, obviously, one of the things we still continue to hear about is unemployment. Unemployment topped with maybe 11%. It was at close to historic highs, and gradually has been being nudged down through the intervention of the Fed. And there's been a lot of debate over the last 5 years with the